We're all set for Brazil and Canada.
KSmack. 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 KSmack video.
By Canada's tenacity, I expect that they are going to come out full-blown in this match. It's very, very warm in this arena. They love to play in a warm atmosphere. In fact, in training leading up to this match, they thought it was too cold and asked for the heating to be turned on.
There's the big banger for Canada, Paul Durden, the kid who made it out of high school to the national team. David Cantor, who played at Queen's University, now plays pro in Spain. He'll be starting at middle. Gino Brusso gets a nice hand because he is a Quebec boy. He'll be starting at power. Bruce Edwards from Calgary played the libero spot in the first match we saw, but he's going to be starting in the front row. And big Jason Haldane from Terrace, BC. He was the captain at the World Championships. 28 years old. He is a big banger as well. And Scott Koski, the setter, the man who quarterbacks the team, and the man wearing the C for these matches against Brazil. He is the captain. And he will handle most of the on-floor organization, telling people where to go with those signals. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Charles. Canada has not dressed a libero in this alignment. The libero, if you don't know, is one of the new rules in international volleyball. They go with rally point scoring up to 25, and you can score, therefore, without having to serve. And you have a libero, a sort of a defensive passing specialist. We saw it in the first match, but Canada has not designated a libero in this one.
Yes, what happened was that Andy Zurowski came down after a back row attack on Jason Haldane's foot. He turned his ankle. Bruce Edwards is the other power hitter. Now they've elected not to go with a libero, which means that they can use Bruce in the power hitting role for Andy.
Jason Haldane banging that one down for the first point of the match. Canada leads 1-0 as Gino Brusso goes back to serve. To the fielder there, you see the Brazilian libero, PJ, doing the passing, but Canada digs that one up, and Haldane swinging from the back row with a big blast, and it's 2-0 for Canada. Jason Haldane back to serve it up, try to win it for Canada. 24-23, first set. Strong serve, don't need a block. Big swing over there from Hoel. Durden got some forearms on it, but couldn't keep it in. So 24 all. This is rally point to 25, but you have to win by 2.
That's a massive attack that time. Cantor late getting over, and too much power on that ball.
Pass. Gino Brusso with a big swing out there and pounds it down. Canada leads 25-24.
Gino set up that time by Dave Cantor. He went in for that very quick attack. The ball was set just above his head. Brusso with no mistake.
He loves doing that here at home in Quebec too. Scott Koski to serve for the win now. Brazil continues to go to the outside. They blocked it, and it went off the knee of the hitter, Hoel. So that is a victory for Canada, 26-24. What an interesting final point there.
Well, you take them any way you can. Brusso on the block that time, outside hand, turned in, off the player's leg, out of bounds, and that scores the win for Canada. Big, big first set.
Dave Cantor back to serve at 35 all. Seems an odd score for volleyball, but this is rally point. Canada with a great block there as Durden and Haldane combine to slam the Brazilian captain Nalbert.
Good block from Haldane. He's late closing over, so he's going to change the angle of his hands a little bit. See, his hands are back. All you want to try to do is soft block or reject that ball, get it up in the air. It goes back into the Brazilian's court.
Advantage Canada once again, 36-35. Cantor serving. Serving error ties it up again, 36 all. Can't miss the serves in rally point. It's supposed to be to 25. We're already at 36 all. Ricardo, the Brazilian setter, with a service error. 37-36 for Canada. And now Durden, who's a big banger, back to serve it up to try to claim this set. Good top serve. Nicely passed though, and well, swinging away. Great cross-court hit by the big guy on the power side.
That's going at light speed. That's a really big hit.
Well, the Brazilians can really bang. They showed us that in warm-ups. They're the warm-up kings, banging them down so hard they sometimes hit the roof. Speaking of big bangs, there's one right there from Haldane. The Brazilians can't handle it, so
referee calls that a carried ball.
Back to a 38-37 lead for Canada. Bruce Edwards will put it in play. Canada shut the door here. No. Giba goes off the block. Ties it up again.
Brazil's very patient, you know. They don't beat themselves. They really make you earn their victories. They're very, very solid on the outside.
Gustavo serving now. Goes to the floater. Brasso booms one down, and you hear the crowd here in Hull appreciating one of their own. Gino's from Quebec City. Drills it down the line.
Canada using a lot more line hits, but you see how Haldane throws Douglas in the middle.
Canada up by one. The big serve from Haldane. A long tie match. Again, tie set 39-39. Canada has missed 3 in the second set. Brazil has had 7 serving errors. Oh well. A big jump serve, and it's an ace. He rips it down the middle. The Canadians caught looking at each other. Brazil goes up 40-39 on the ace by Ruel. Here it comes again. This time Canada passes it. Brusso off the block and in, ties things up again. Boy, Gino Brusso is really showing his experience and is playing much better than we saw him in the first match.
Yeah, he sure is, and you know, he'll never beat a block clean. He's always going for the arms, always swinging for a hand.
40-40. Boy, the Brazilian setters know that Joel is on his game, whether it comes to serving or swinging, and now he's on the right side, and they're going to the right side. He bangs one in for another point. 41-40, Brazil.
And when you're hot, you got to ride the hot hand. Good setters will always do that.
Russo banging off the block again. Another point for Canada. He's tied it up. 41-41. Boy, this is a long, drawn-out set. You wonder what the kind of toll this is going to take as we move later into the evening.
See both coaches standing up now. One of the new rules, they're allowed to stand up.
Pace the sidelines like basketball coaches. Go back to Joel. He drills it. It's picked up by Canada, but a free ball put over. Nicely dug, though. Now Nelbert swinging and let go out of bounds. They call a touch at the net. The Canadians celebrating, but they didn't fool the referee. Give the point to Brazil, 42-41.
Nelbert very strong on the outside.
And now it's back to Douglas to serve, the big guy who's given Canada trouble with his jump floater. Brazil leading, chance to close it out. And that swing is in, and that is Bruce Edwards, who bounds across court and then gestures to the Brazilians.
You know, it's amazing. These linesmen have to be right on with these attacks, because that ball is hit so hard and so fast.
42-all. Dave Kander back to serve. Floater. Ooh, the Brazilian setter had to get way down under that. Canada with mix-up communication on the other side. And a freebie for Brazil. It should have been a free ball for Canada. 43-42, Brazil leads.
Well, that was a suspect set. You know, you can get away with that when you're world champion. A weaker team, and that would have been called. That's the second time Canada's had a bit of a miscue on a transition opportunity.
Russell has to take that with his hands. Durden with a swing, and it is too long. Give the set, the long drawn set to Brazil, 44-42. They had trouble with that serve, and now it is 1-1 in sets in this very entertaining volleyball, World League volleyball.